Hey, I'm Jon Thelen. Today on Fish Ed, we're doing something I really enjoy doing. You know, once or twice a year I get out and I just chase bluegills, and this is about my favorite time of the year to do it, and I'll tell you why. These fish have just finished spawning and they're really predictable. They're easy to catch. You're not bothering them on their beds, and you know what? They're a great meal later tonight. Stay right where you're at. Fish Ed's coming up. That one's a gill. That bobber's going in circles. You can tell when that bobber starts spinning in circles that, oh yeah, that's a good one too. That's what we're after right there. That right there is the perfect dinner fish. Got himself unhooked for me. Let me show you something too about this fish. He's been hit by something bigger. It just goes to show you that the bluegills, there are a couple things. One, when they get big, they become a predator, but they're, even at this size, you know, that's probably a pike that come up and hit them. There's some walleyes in this lake. There's also some bass. But that size right there, 8 inches. Man, that's the perfect dinner size fish. And this is one of the neatest times of the year to fish bluegills. We're into that first part of summer. And what's happened is they finished that spawn. You know, it's not too long ago they were up there real shallow. They were on beds and they were spawning up in there. But what they've done now is now they've moved out and they've started looking for the safest place they can go and a place where they can find food. And what that is weeds. Now, a lot of times when we think of bluegills, we think of weeds like you see along the shoreline, those stick weeds that stick out. But that's not exactly what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for right now are weeds that are below the surface. I'm sitting in about 10 feet of water right now, and I'm fishing just above weeds that come up to about 5 feet. So I'm just set 5 feet down and I'm fishing right over the tops of them. And what happens is these bluegills, they'll hang out down deep. They're hanging out down at the base of these weeds, and they're there because they've got cover, but yet they can see, they can dart up, they can eat, they can grab this little nipper that I got down there and they can race right back down with it. If it was natural food, they'd run up, grab it, and go right back down so that they're safe because they're hiding in those weeds. So that's what you really want to look for in this early summer period, is these areas, you know, 8 to 12 feet that have weeds that come up about half of the water column. And if you can find that, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have bluegills stacked up all along here. I mean, I'm catching them all through here. I mean, there's nothing super special about it except for this. You gotta have those weeds. As soon as you hit a bare spot, if you don't see weeds on the graph, if I don't see weeds over the side of the boat, there's no bluegills there. There he is, right there. Got him that time. Man, on an ultralight like this, these are fun fish to catch. They fight good. That's another good one. Look at that one. That's another great fish right there. I think one of the neatest things about gills too is all the different colors you get. It's, you know, some of them will have that pink and yellow to them. This guy, he's got some pink and some green to him, not as much yellow. They're a pretty fish. Look at that, got my worm back too. That fish right there. Anytime you can fill your palm with a bluegill, it's a pretty good fish. Throw him in. Let me show you exactly what I'm using here, because I'll tell you what, you want to talk about a simple setup. This is about as easy as it gets, and this jig I'm using, this is the little nipper. Lindy brought the little nipper out years ago, and I mean, it's been catching panfish anywhere, coast to coast, north to south, forever. This little nipper just flat out catches fish, and the reason is that hair, when it's down in the water, that hair's poofing, and it acts as an attractant and really brings fish in. They see it from a distance. And then here's the other thing. I'm using a Phil crappie cork, and this is a really neat cork for a couple reasons. One, when you buy this cork, it can be used as either a slip float or a spring float. You can see here that we've got a spring on the bottom, so you could use it as a spring float, and today, being I'm just fishing 5 feet, I could use it that way, but it also comes with the slip knot right around the stem of the bobber, and all you do is you slide that up, and then you pull it tight like I've done here, and then you can slide that knot to wherever you want it. So this rig right here, I can use today fishing this 5 feet of water, or 5 feet over the top of the weeds. Or if I go out deep, let's say we go out crappie fishing, those crappies are out in 20 feet, I can just simply slide that knot and I can use it out there in 20 feet of water. So it's real versatile. One other really cool thing about the crappie cork, it tells you right on the side exactly how much weight it's going to hold up. So you know exactly how to weight it. So today I'm using a 32 ounce little nipper, and then I've just got a small split shot, and I know it can hold it up. And what you want to do, especially in this situation where you're fishing shallow, is you really want to weight this thing as close as you can to where that float is barely floating. You just want it to be able to stay above the surface, but as soon as the fish hits it, you want it to be able to go down with him feeling minimal resistance. And in this shallow water, that can make a big, big difference because you've got a pretty straight leash. You don't have any slack in that line like you might when you're fishing a little bit deeper. So what happens is if they feel it, they'll spit it. So you want to make sure that you're weighted exactly right. And because that weight's on the side, I know exactly what I got to do. You'll notice that I very seldom cast very far away from the boat. A lot of times I'm just flipping it back over the back, and part of the reason I'm doing that, I'm not seeing fish on the graph. I can't pick fish out in this mess of weeds, but what I can pick out are the thickest areas of the weeds, and if I go right over them with the boat and I see that real thick area, I just let the boat get a little bit past it and then I flip right back to it because I know those fish are in that thick, thick stuff. That always amazes me how a fish will bite right next to the boat like that. Look at that, that's another good one right there. We'll wrap our day up with that guy right there. Let me tell you, this is one of the neatest things you can do in the summer. And I know we all get the itch to be out walleye fishing or pike fishing or chasing a bigger game fish as soon as they're open. And here's one of the neat things. Earlier today, we were out walleye fishing. We just swung in here this afternoon. Figured we'd pick up a quick meal of bluegills, and that's what's really neat about a pattern like this is it'll go all day long. I guarantee you these fish were biting this morning, they were biting midday, and they're still biting this afternoon because they're at that point of the year right after that spawn where all they care about is eating. And all they're going to worry about now all the way through the next spawn is eating. And this is one of the places where they're the easiest to catch, right when they get to this first set of weeds. And I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun. Get the kids out. If you don't get the kids out, get out yourself and do it, because I'll tell you what, it can bring out a little bit of the kid in you, and it's an awful lot of fun, and it's a great meal like we were talking about earlier.